Hey guys, welcome back to etlqalabs. This is Hetu, and in this video we will look at flat file to flat file loading in Informatica, and what are the associated validation that we need to perform when we have source also a flat file and target also flat file. There is no involvement of database, right? So I have tried to cover it up. Hopefully this will really make sense to you guys. Yeah. And also, yeah, another question is basically, one of my subscriber asked, this is also from one of my subscriber, right? How do we validate flat file to flat file? What kind of, commands that we are going to use? Because here we cannot use SQL for sure. So we have to use the Unix commands, right? And another question was related to, where do we use the Unix, right? Unix system or Linux, I would say, Linux commands uh, to validate the ETL flow, right? So these two questions I'm going to cover as part of this. So let's do one thing. Let's try to understand, first what is flat file in Informatica, right? And then we will see a mapping. I have already coded the mapping, so I don't want to waste the time over there. I think if you really need to know how to code in Informatica, then you can watch my previous session that is related to I think lookup that I have shown detailed. Uh, you can just have a look at it, and then we will see that the test scenarios, test cases that we are going to cover, and we will also run some of the Unix command to validate the files. Yeah. So let's start, guys. Then, so first of all, this is also one question, right? So they might ask you what are the flat file, right? Informatica. Why do we call it a flat file, and which all of them are flat file, right? So guys, so there are two type of flat files, okay? One is delimited flat file. So when I say delimited flat file, there is a separator between the fields, right? Separator is nothing but that is also called sometime. I mean, delimiter and separator both are same. They are interchangeably called as delimiter. Sometimes they are called as separator, right? So you see, guys, here the employee number field, and between employee number field and employee name field, there is a separator or delimiter called comma, right? And here also there is a separator called comma, right? In this case, if I need to write a complete record, for the example, employee number, comma, employee name, comma, department number, then I have to write like this: 1, comma, Rohan, comma, 10, right? So this is how I am going to write, correct? So this is nothing but delimited flat file. Why this is delimited flat file? Because there is a delimiter to separate it. There is no fixed length for the fields, right? For example, you see Rohan, right? Rohan and Ali, these two are not of the same length, right? But what really making this field as a distinguished is the separator only, right? So there is a comma separator, and this is really ensuring that the employee number is basically from here to here between these two comma, right? Here also same, right? Now there is another, I mean there are two type basically. So first one, delimited flat file. So this can be any kind of delimiter. It can be comma, it can be space also. So I can put even one space here, two space, or tab, or anything, right? Anything that, or pipe even, right? So even we can use pipe also, something like this, right? A double pipe, whatever we want. So that is nothing but the delimited file, flat file. Now, what is fixed with flat file, guys? So fixed with flat file, basically, there is a fixed length of each of the fields, right? So that is how we are actually recognizing. If we do not have the fixed length for that particular, field, then rest of the, characters will be padded as a space, right? And space is also one of one character, right? Now, see guys, the example there is, I mean, the fixed with flat file is basically there is no separator between the two fields, right? They are fixed with. So now you see employee number. So employee number basically, for example, I have taken 1001. Okay, 1000 employee number. And then there is no separator between employee number and PAN card. So employee number is supposed to be 4 character, and PAN card is supposed to be 10 characters, right? So once 4 character is over, guys, immediately the PAN card number will start from here, right? You see, there is no separator here, guys. Only thing is the based on the fixed width, we are identifying the field, right? So employee number is only first 4 width, 4, and then after that, this is the PAN card number, right? So this is how we are actually identifying the fixed with flat file, right? And if what if, guys, if we do not have a number, the, let's say employee number 1 is there, so how do you say that? It will be 0001, right? That is how you can make the 4 character here, correct? So this is how we have to take the fixed width. So these are the two different type of files, guys, wanted to cover first. And now let's see that. So this is basically the mapping that I have created. I will show you when I run it. So what I have taken is, if you, okay, let's do one thing. Let me go to designer. I think we can see it better over there. Okay. I hope you are able to see, guys. Okay. Let me make it 100%. I think this will be better. All right. So what I have done is I have taken the flat file employee CSV file as a flat file, and department, this is also CSV, guys. These are the comma separated. They are the two files. Now what I'm going to do is, so obviously the source qualifier will come when we import it. So this is by default anyways. And then I have taken a joiner transformation. In joiner transformation, what I'm doing is I have, so joiner transformation, as I explained earlier, that it is basically used to join two different what I say, heterogeneous sources, right? So in this case, these are the two files, which means they are heterogeneous. So we have to use, we need to join these two, these two source systems. We have to use the joiner only. I have used the joiner here, and I have put joining condition here, department number and department number, guys, here. So here is the department number from the department table, and here department under DEPT underscore number. These are the two fields. Based on that, I am joining it here, okay? And then after joining, I mean basically it's what kind of join I'm using? I'm using equi-join, guys, here, okay? Let me show you. Normal join, right? Normal join is nothing but equi-join, guys, yeah? So we have other joins also, but I'm going to use equi-join, which means only matching a record from both the tables will be displayed, okay? One second, guys. All right, that's fine. Now what is happening is I am just using a sorted transformation. Why I am using the sorted transformation? Because I want to sort it based on the employee number. Okay. So because I want the employee number, based on the employee number, I want to sort the data. Okay. Now, if I run this, and this is also target is also one of the flat file, guys. Okay, so I will, let me go and let me show you. So this, I think this is a very straightforward. There is nothing complication here, right? So this is very straightforward mapping. And let me show you the source, yeah, guys. So this is the source. So this is employee table, sorry, not table, employee flat file, yeah, and the CSV file basically. And I have see these many records, and I have intentionally put one this, right, intentionally put one of the record as a duplicate here, right? So we have actually 5, basically 6 rows, but 5 should be coming because this is again, duplicate. So duplicate should not be loaded in target, because I will show you why. And then this is the department table. Okay, so let's see, department, not table, guys, sorry, department, source system. So 10 to 50. So there are 5 rows. Okay. Now everything will be matching, guys. Okay, here. Now let me show you target. So this is target. I do not have anything. Okay. We will see that what is populated. Okay. So ideally everything which are matching will be populated here, right? Now, if I show you shorter, why I'm saying that the duplicate will be filtered. So in shorter, along with shorter, I am using the distinct here, guys. Okay, distinct. So which means basically it will remove the duplicates. Yeah, it will take only distinct record. Okay, so this is why the shorter is also a active transformation. When we are actually checking in the distinct, checkbox, then it is active transformation. Otherwise, it is a passive transformation, guys. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's try to run it and see whether the data is getting populated or not, right? So let's go to workflow. So this is I have already created it. Let me run it and we will monitor in the workflow monitor. All right, guys, I have run it before, so we'll see it here. Okay. I just did not want to waste the time, showing you how to code it because for testing, I think it doesn't matter. But if you are from development background, you want to know that, you can refer my previous video. If you need from going forward, I can also show this, how to code the transformations. I mean the mappings, yeah. So guys, it is loaded, yeah. If you want to see how much rows are loaded here, so go to session log and we can see here, right? So where is so here you see the guide, this is EMP underscore TGT and there are 5 rows affected. Yeah. So 5 are coming and 5 are coming from department, 6 from department employee. Then 5 are loaded because one of the row was a duplicate, right? That's what I showed you. Now let's go and see that we have got. Okay, guys, 1 second. I think I need to just go there. Okay. Let me go here and I have it, yeah. Now this is the one which is loaded, see. Let me show you 11:35. So guys, you see that 5 rows are loaded and we do not have, we had the Ali, right? 2 times, 2 Ali 20, so that was removed because that was duplicate. So we got actually 5 rows, right? So everything looks fine guys here because we wanted actually in target the corresponding department name, right? So this is happening here, right? So this basically row is coming from department table and remaining these 3 are coming from employee table, right? And we have joined it, so that's why we are getting it. Okay. Now guys, coming back to again, so this is I wanted to show you first, and now let's go back to my PPT. Okay, so what are the test cases that we are actually going to run or we are going to test in this case, because this is a flat file to flat file, no SQL usage here. We don't want to, we can't use, right? So first thing what we have to do is we have to check, these are the positive cases, yeah, positive scenarios. So if load happens correctly with the source file having the correct format, right? So what we are doing, we just verified it, right? So because we had 5 rows and there was 5 matching between employee and department table and not table guys, again the employee and department flat file, and finally the target flat file has got the 5 report. So this is perfectly working fine, right? You can verify if you can take one row and you can verify it. Okay. Now, the second check that you are going to do is whether the duplicate rows are removed or not, right? So we have already seen it, guys, right? So we do not have any duplicate in target because we have used the in ETL flow we have used the shorter, and that's where we are actually using the distinct so that it is getting removed, because the data warehouse are, I mean the target should not have duplicate, right? That is what the intention of it, right? 1 second guys, I think I don't know why I'm just closing it again and again. Let me open it. All right, so if I show you here, I think what I'm talking, right? So this one, right? This one and this one both are same, right? So but in target we do not have it. Okay. If I show you here, we have only one instance, yeah, Ali to Ali, right? We do not have second time. So this is what I was talking here, the duplicate bit. Okay. Now the third check that we are going to do is we are going to do the row count check. Row count check, when I do it, I have to essentially run some Unix command over there, guys. Okay. So how do we run it? Let's go and let's try to check it, right? So I need to know how many are there in source and how many are there in the target. Okay. So let's go, guys. Okay. So this is my place. All right, I have just copied the same output, guys, for you to show it, because this is different box, right? So I cannot really show you there, but essentially the same data I have copied here, right? In a different table, right? But the same naming, etc. So let's see cat emp dot csv, right? So I got how many I got? I got, okay. Let me get the count, guys. So I got 7 rows, right? 7 rows are basically including this as well. Yes, guys. So you see that, one second. Okay, all right, guys. So sorry, there was some disturbance. Okay, so basically we needed to know how many rows are there, right? So if we do not consider this, we have actually 6 rows, right? Because this is the header, right? We don't want to consider. So 6 rows in employee, and so what I need to know, basically, since we are joining here, if it is one one source as a flat file and one source and one target as a flat file, then it is just very easy to compare. But now since we are using joiner and other things, I think we can just still get the count. Yeah, I mean matching counts. So let's see how many we are getting in. Okay, department, right? All right. Department we are getting 6 means 5 actually. Okay. So it should be emp underscore tgt. Okay. All right, guys. So we have 6 rows, right? I mean 5 basically. One is again header. So basically we are kind of getting it, isn't it? Because the thing is, it is not very easy to compare it, but still you can use the cat and uh, you can use the count basically. You always know the count, yeah. If everything is matching, then we should be knowing the count, yeah. So this is one thing, and guys, very important thing that you have to do, okay. So I'll tell you, if we have 6 rows here, and we want to know even what is the duplicate etc. The second case, yeah, I'll show you here. So I want to check whether we have duplicate or not, whether duplicate is removed or not, right? So if I need to know if it is really removed or not, I can use this very same command, guys. Okay. So I have one command called cat. Let's say emp target. Okay. This is my my target table, and then I will say short, and I have to use unique hyphen d. This will tell if there is any duplicate, right? So there is no duplicate, which means, right? Guys, if I need to know, we already know that we have a duplicate. So let me try to show you here, okay? Employee table is having one duplicate. I mean too early, right? I showed you, right? If I say that, I should get some record, okay? So this is how, see, here we got, this is the duplicate, okay? So if I show you emp dot csv, so you see here is the duplicate, right? So to get the duplicate from the source or target, I can always use this command. Okay, guys. So this is very important command. And in case if we need to know the count, if we have so many duplicate, right? Here only one duplicate is there. If we have so many duplicate, I can always use wc-l and we'll get the count. Yeah. So now you see I am getting only one, right? So this is how we can get the duplicate also in source and target. We can verify using the Unix command. There is no other way, guys. So since these are only 510 records and we are able to see it manually, right? We can display and see it. But imagine if we have 10,000 or 20,000 records, then it is not easy for you, right? You cannot do that. So we have to use all these commands, guys, Unix command, okay? And that's what I was talking about. These are the things, scenarios, that's where we have to use the Unix command to verify, validate the files, whether we have the correct things or not, right? All right. So this is the one. Also, guys, there is a diff command that you can use it. Okay. So diff command basically, how do we use the diff command? Diff command I'll show you guys. Okay. So diff command basically, in this case, it will not, it will give you all diff only, because the problem, no, because we do not have anything same here. Okay. I'll show you. So if I say diff emp dot csv, I have to go give basically two file, right? Which I want the differences. So if I see the diff command, so this is from the first file, okay? Everything from the first file, and this is everything from the second file, okay? All of them are different. Why different? Because we are also having the department number from department table, right? That's why here you see we do not have department number, we have only employee number, right? So for example, I will show you guys. This may not be helpful here, but when we have only single source and single target, in that case it is very helpful. Diff command. It will tell you whether there is difference in the file. So let's say I want to just do one thing. I want to say cp emp. I just want to create one more copy, guys. Okay, for emp one, let's say. Okay, csv. So when I say I created, okay, one more. So let me try this. Okay. So when I say diff, guys, diff emp.csv emp1.csv, guys, you see that when I say diff, there is no difference here, right? So this is how we can use the diff. Let me try to edit one, and then I will show you, if we get the differences or not. Okay, so let's say I'm just verifying it. Let's say instead of oh, sorry, one second, guys, need to, okay, I will just say it 12. All right. So this particular row should be different. Okay. So let me run it. You see, guys, it is saying that in emp file, emp.csv file, we have this row. Okay. To Ali 20, and in this file, this one basically. Okay. This is telling that 12 Ali 20 is there. Right? This is what we have modified, right? 12. So that's why we can get, if two files are not similar, then we will be getting the differences here. Okay. So this is how you can check we have the same rows or not. Okay. Another way to do it, in this case also you can do, guys. Okay. Only thing is we are actually populating some extra rows, right? Some extra column here, and that's why we are getting the diff in this case, right? But this is very powerful. You can use this also command. Okay. Now verify if transformation is used or applied correctly or not. Okay. So we already see that we are using the transformation, shorter transformation, and in shorter transformation we can always check it. Okay. So let's say if I'm going to use it, cat emp, all right, 1 2 3 4, something like here it is coming. Okay. In if I use emp underscore target, okay, here I see, guys, these are always sorted. Okay. If okay, if I change something, this order here, I mean the same order is there, but if I change the order here in the source, target will always have this only. Okay, because we are using, and also we have used the transformation, and we have used the distinct in the sorter. That's why this two is also filtered out, right? I mean, because this is duplicate, so this is also, which means the transformation is working fine. So we have to verify the transformation also, right? In data, and also in mapping also you can verify. Okay. Now what else is there, guys? Pick handful of sample records and verify it manually between source and target. That you can always do any point of time, right? So these are some of the positive scenarios that you can do. Okay. Now we have some negative scenario, guys. Okay, so what is the negative scenarios? I mean, I'm not going to run it right now, but then I will just walk you through that. These are the things, because we have time limitation, I think. So that's why we cannot. I cannot show you running the mapping every time. Okay, the workflow basically. So first scenario that you can say, negative scenario, is process a file with different delimiter than definition of the source qualifier. What does it mean, guys? So let's say I have this mapping, right? This mapping, and here I have defined this particular file as a what I have defined? I have defined this particular flat file as a CSV file. Okay, but what I will do is I will actually it is CSV file, but actually if I put something like not comma, I will show you, guys. Okay, first of all, okay. So let's say employee table. I'll show you what do mines, how do. So you see here comma separated file. These are CSV file, right? If I just say these are separated by space or something, okay, what will happen? Okay, let me try to run it. Okay. I just want to run it for these two records, okay, and then we'll see. So ideally, what should happen is, guys, these two records, okay. What is happening? Okay, guys. Okay, sorry. Okay, one second. Hmm. One second. So let me because this is right. Let me try this because this is something emp.csv. Okay, let's try to replace it. Yes, I want to replace it. Okay, all right. Let's try to run it now, and then we'll see what happens. One second. Let me go because I want to show you if I change the delimiter in the file, actual file, but by I mean definition in the mapping it is CSV. What happens, right? So that is what I want to show you here. Okay, let's try to run it and see that what's happening here. So okay, it has picked up. All right, good, good. It's going on. Let's see. So ideally, the first one that we have picked up, right? We have instead of one, uh, I mean, I have replaced the comma with one space, right? This is failed, guys. Okay, let's see why it is failed. I think I'll just to show you here. So, guys, it is saying that in EMP something has happened. Okay, one second. Something has happened. Something wrong has happened. Yes, cannot access this file. Looks like okay, okay. EMP, they are not able to find this file. Looks like okay. Let me see it. Why they are not able to find it? One second, guys. Let me just think. What's there? Hmm. Sorry, one second. Okay, guys. So I got it. Yeah. So what has happened is okay. The target file was open. That's why it was failing. Now, let me, okay, what I did is I will show you, okay. So let's, okay, again, I need to go there. Okay, guys, okay. Let's go there and I'll show you what is the thing that I wanted to do. So I changed the delimiter here for the one of the record here, okay. Not coming actually, I'll show you. I'll open in edit format, yeah. So you see that one and then space and then Rohan. I have not put the comma here. So ideally what should happen is this should get rejected because this is not following the file format that we have defined in mapping, right? So let's see whether one is loaded or not. So let me open it. I think one should not be coming. Okay, it should start. Yeah, see that? Employee number 2, 3, 4, 5, it is coming. One is not coming because it got rejected. So this is what I wanted to show you here. So when you are actually changing the file format delimiter, then that particular record should be rejected because it is not following the definition, right? Definition means this basically, right? So when we have imported this, we have written mapping everything, and this is going as a this flat file is as a CSV file. All right. Now change data type of the column. So what should happen is if I am changing the data type of one of the column, for example, if I run it, varchar, let's say employee name is there, and I am changing it from varchar to number, what should happen? It should basically loaded with the 0. I mean, this particular column, let's say, if I'm saying, so employee name, right? Ali. If I'm changing the data type of this particular Ali to number because this is varchar, that's why it is coming Ali, right? If I say number, then it should be loaded as a 0000, all of them, yeah? So this is what it means, okay? I think you can practice it, guys, but I'm just covering it. These are the negative scenario that we also have to cover, okay? Now, process with, I mean, these are something that you can test it and you can say that, working fine. But another case can be, you can always check with your developer what they want basically. If for example, we have a 0 byte file, right? In Informatica, what will happen is it will be the target itself will be not loaded, okay? Nothing because there is nothing, right? But there might be case that, the as per, business, if there is a 0 byte file, they would like to, fail it and send an alert, right? But in Informatica, there will not be failure. So you have to basically explicitly see that if we have a 0 byte file, we have to fail the entire workflow, right? Those kind of, provisioning we have to do in the workflow, guys. Okay. But in Informatica, it will be loaded with 0. If nothing will happen, yeah, nothing will be done, but workflow will still pass. Okay. Now the fourth scenario is process without any file. So let's say we the input file itself we are missing, right? In that case, guys, if you are running and running the workflow and it is not able to find the input file or the source file, it will fail because it will say error opening file, right? It will fail. This is very obvious again, right? If we are triggering something and there is no file, then it should basically say, right, there is no file. It should fail. Fifth one is insert some alphanumeric in employee ID. Employee ID is supposed to be numeric, guys, right? I mean, if I have decided, right? In our case, we are always deciding employee number as a number, right? Numeric. So if I am putting some employee number in the flat file, when before I load, I put it as ABC and employee number 123, something like that, right? So it is alphanumeric. Now what will happen is when I load this particular record, it should again fail because the target, target is not supporting it, right? Or even the source, when it is traversing from source to source qualifier, it is not supporting. Or even if we are changing, the I mean, the value itself, it will not get loaded. It will reject it. Okay. So these records are the bad record, called bad record, and they will be rejected, guys. Okay. Now check if alert mechanism is set up to handle any job failure, right? So this is also very important, yeah. So if there is a job failure, overall job failure happens, there should be a alert that should go to the responsible team. So there should be configuration, yeah, configuration within the job. You have to check whether we have the configuration set it up or not, right? So those kind of negative scenario we can check it, okay. And I think then these are a few things that we have to do as part of our testing between source to source, right? And these are, guys, very important commands, okay, to find the duplicate, to find the number of counts of unique record, record, and also you can compare these two sources and then see that we have, really the records are matching. We can also use grep, etc. I mean, when you are actually using the sample, some of the sample, if you want to check whether they are populated in target correctly or not, in that case you can use grep command to find out a certain detail about that particular record, yeah. So this is what, guys, I mean, we have to this is the reason we have to use Unix or Linux, right? Linux command, and otherwise there is no other way to test it, okay, other than manually going and using the Excel sheet, filtering the records. But in certain cases, I'll say that why the problem is sometime if the file is like 8 to 5 GB, right? That huge file, because that is the possibility. I mean, mostly you will, if you are working in a financial banks or firms, etc., you will get even 10 to 15 GBs, worth, that size worth. Records also, right? So your CSV will be literally will be 10 to 15 GB, and your when you are opening on a Windows machine, you cannot really open it because it will not support. Your machine will hang, right? That is why Linux is very powerful here and handy, and we have to use all these commands to verify the files. Yeah. So that's all, guys. I think I wanted to cover as part of this. Hopefully, you got some understanding how to test the flat file to flat file. This is just I'm covering because in real project, if you see, right, it is not very simple, right? One file to one file. It is very complex, right? It is supposed to be multiple source systems and then loading. But then this is just for your understanding that how do you verify, because from the interview point of view, this is sufficient for you to understand. Okay. And that's all, guys. Thank you for watching. And one request: if you are not subscribed this channel and you really think that you are getting benefit out of this channel, please do consider to subscribe it, and that will really boost up my morale, and then I also get lot of encouragement to create the videos. Yeah. All right, guys. So thank you and see you next time. Until then, happy learning. God bless you. Thank you.